Hey guys, it's Jen B back with another tutorial. Today I'm going to share with you 5 common beauty mistakes that we sometimes make. So take a look at my left side and I'm going to show you how to properly apply it on my right side. Can you pick out the 5 beauty mistakes? Alright, so the first one that I'm going to pick out, and probably one of the most common that I see, is improper matching of foundation. So I'm going to show you how to properly match up the proper foundation for your skin tone. Okay, so I've selected 3 different foundation shades, and this is the way that I test my foundation. What you're going to do is you're going to take a shade and you're going to swipe it from your jawline to your neck. The color that blends in the best is going to be the color that you go with. So we can see that the first one is way too dark. We're going to go ahead and swatch the second one. And that's a little too dark still, a little too orange toned. And the reason I say test it at your jawline and your neck is because that's where you're going to blend your makeup out. You need to blend some makeup on your neck so that you can avoid getting white face and dark neck. Alright, this is going to be the last shade. And you can see, you can barely see that one on my skin tone. If it blends into your skin tone, that's the perfect shade. So you can see on my cheek, I'm putting it on my cheek and I'm blending it out. And you can barely see it on my skin as I blend it out. That's going to be the proper shade for you to select. Okay, on to the next common beauty mistake, not penciling in your eyebrows. Eyebrows frame your face and they're one of the most important parts of any makeup, so always make sure that you have yours filled in. I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Brow Tech in Soft Brown and my Sigma Small Angle Brush, and I'm just going to fill in the sparse areas of my brows. And remember, this really frames the face and helps to open up your eye a little bit. Even on days when I don't feel like doing full makeup, I always pencil in my eyebrows. One of the most important things you can do. And I definitely encourage you to try different eyebrow products. I mean, there are pens, pencils, markers, gels, powders. I do prefer the powders. I think it looks a little bit more natural, but definitely experiment. Alright, and here's beauty mistake number 3. Nobody likes racing stripe blush. The problem with this blush is that it's too much of a stripe, it's not proper placement, and it's really not a proper color. It's entirely too bright for my skin tone. The point of a blush is just supposed to give you a soft glow and a blush to your cheek. So applying brush like this in a racing stripe pretty much just ages you. So let me show you the proper way to apply blush. Okay, so I'm going to take my MAC 168 blush brush. And I'm just going to take this soft pink color and I'm going to swirl it around in the blush. I'm going to tap off the excess, very important so that you don't get a big blob of color on your cheek. I'm going to smile slightly. If you over smile like this, you're actually going to be raising your cheekbone up and your cheek higher, and then when you unsmile, it's going to fall too low. So I'm just going to smile slightly and find the apple of my cheek, and I'm just going to apply the blush in a sweeping, swirling motion going upwards. And remember, this is just supposed to give you a nice flush of color, almost to make it look like you're just blushing. So just a nice little pop of color on the cheek is all you need. Alright, beauty mistake number 4. And no, it's not really the blue eyeshadow. I actually do enjoy a good blue eyeshadow if done properly. The problem with this eyeshadow is that it comes down too far below the eye, which is going to pull your eye down and age you. Anytime you're applying eyeshadows, no matter what color it is, you want to keep your eyeshadow above the bottom corner of your eye. And this one comes down too low, so it's actually pulling my eye down. So I'm going to show you how to keep your eyeshadow up on the other side. Alright, we're going to be using our Urban Decay Electric palette. And for demonstration purposes, I wouldn't normally wear blue every day, but I wanted you to really be able to see the color and how I applied it. So I'm going to go on with Chaos, which is a very bright electric blue. And I'm taking my Sigma E59, and I'm just going to pat the color at my lash line. And when I get to the outside corner, I'm actually going to switch brushes. If you use a brush that's too big, you're going to go down too low, and then your shadow is going to have a drooping effect. So I'm going to switch my brush. I'm switching to a Sigma E20. And I'm kind of just going to create a V shape in the outer part of my eye. I'm going to line it up with the bottom of my lash line, and I'm tilting the brush vertically. And I'm almost giving myself a mark, kind of like a winged liner, and that's going to make sure that I keep my shadow up. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to blend it all in towards the center. And if you are doing a bright pop of color, I definitely wouldn't take it too much higher than this because it would be too much. So I'm just going to continue to move that into the crease. And if you don't want to keep it winged like that, you can definitely take a blending brush and you can soften the line. Next beauty mistake. Heavy black eyeliner along the bottom part of your eye. Now I do enjoy a good cat eye or a smoky eye, and sometimes I will line my eye all the way in, but for every day, if you're trying to make your eyes look bigger and brighter, you definitely don't want to take a heavy black solid line and go all the way across your lash line. You usually just want to line the outer part of your eye, maybe a little past midway in. So I'm going to show you how to properly line the bottom of your eyelids. Alright, so I'm just taking a matte Graph Black eyeliner, and I'm just going to go along my waterline on the bottom. And I'm using a light hand. I don't want it to be a really heavy solid black line. And I'm only going to line just a little past halfway in. Just gives your eye some definition without being too heavy. And like I said, I definitely like a smoky cat eye, but just keep in mind whenever you do dark shadows, heavy liners, it is going to age you a little bit. So if you're trying to look super young, just line from the corner about halfway in. Alright, last beauty mistake. There's actually two things wrong with this. One, overlining your lips, big no-no. And two, lip liner that doesn't match your lipstick. Not a good look. So let me show you on the other side the proper way to apply lip liner and lipstick. Okay, so whenever you're lining your lips, your lip liner color is going to depend on your lipstick. If you were doing a red lip, you would want to pick a red lip liner. If you were doing a coral lip, you would want to pick a coral lip liner. But one of my favorite products is the Too Faced Perfect Lips, and this is pretty much the only one that I really use. It's basically pretty close to lip color flesh tone. It looks pretty neutral on everybody. So if you use this one, it's not going to be a stark contrast with whatever lipstick you're using. So I'm just going to follow the natural shape of my lip. I'm not going to go outside of the lines. Now you could exaggerate a little bit if you had smaller lips, but don't go crazy. So you can see that it's pretty close to my lip color. And like I said, I haven't found a person that I've used this on yet that it didn't match. So I'm just going to pencil the outside. And this is kind of going to create a base for my lipstick to stick to. So I'm just going to kind of fill my entire lip area in with it to help my lipstick last. Okay, so my lip liner is on. Now I'm going to take my NARS lip pencil and Sex Machine, and I'm just going to go over top of my liner. And Sex Machine is just a pretty natural, nice flush. Since we have such a bright eye, I don't want to play at my lips too much. So that's the proper way to line and put your lipstick on. I hope you guys enjoyed my common beauty mistakes video. I've got more videos coming your way, so please keep watching.